Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I welcome you to the birthday celebration of our one and only Daniela Saliendra. So before we begin, I wanted to tell you that each one of us are unique and we really shine in our own ways. But as for Daniela, we could easily say that she really shines the most. And I would like to thank her forehead for that. The celebrant is my seatmate and we are seated at the very front of our classroom. But I really don't know why she keeps on asking me to repeat what the teachers has just said. And I later found out that she can be compared to Beethoven because they both have the same hearing skills. None. Now we go to her talent. Singing, as what she said. She's my seatmate, and of course, I would really hear her singing with feelings. And while watching her, I could not help myself but wonder if she is really aware of how great her voice is. Because we could also be mistaken with her singing voice as a baby or child's loudest cry. Even though she's like that, but I could say that she's really a great friend.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming to Rexanne's birthday. As a friend of Rexanne, I'd like to throw in a toast for her. For 4 years, we have been a kind of close friends, but as years go by, we have grown closer and closer to each other. Rex has been a good friend to everyone, and she is one of those people whom you can trust. We first met during our first day on first year high school. I first mistaken her for Molette Alforte, but as years go by, I have realized that she was really a different person. At first, you'll see her as a silent person and an antisocial one. But as you get to know her more, you realize that she is a completely different person and a very opposite one to the antisocial part. When we first bumped into each other, she was the kind of person who would say sorry and look down and continue on where she was going. But as you get closer to her, she is the bubbly person who you greet with the biggest smile and wave in the hallways. She really is a joyful and positive person who never dares to look at the dark side of life. She's a very bubbly and optimistic person who spreads the happiness whenever she has a chance.
I would like to start by asking a question. Who is Sister Merced? She's a nun. The only thing that would be uttered by a person who doesn't know her. But for us, she is more than a nun. Sister Merced was our school directress. She was the one who once led us and gave direction to our school. She was one of our role models and inspirations. Sister Merced has contributed a lot to the world. She died doing everything to make the people's frown into a big and bright smile. I can still vividly remember the big smile of her face that would brighten our day, especially during the first day of the week. She never failed on reminding us how a true Christian should act and how we should care for our environment. She is a compassionate person and she never turns her back to the people who needs her, just like what she did to Father Benjamin Alforque. Despite of Father Ben's situation, she welcomed him and never questioned his intentions and capabilities. She sheltered the homeless, gave hope to the hopeless, and gave direction to the people who are lost.
Sister Merced was a kind of sister who would walk around the school and tell us inspirational words that would help us look up and look at the bright side in life. She would always tell us to do good in school so that we could also help out others who needs a hand. Sister Merced will always be remembered as a smiling sister who would walk around the campus and check on the students and the facilities of the school. She was a person that most Christians would look up to because of the way she ran the school. The school was as positive as Sister Merced and was as jolly as her, and she kept on spreading the good and positive vibes on. She will always have a special place in our hearts and will always be one of the best role models that we'll look up to. We hope that one day we will be as kind as her and as optimistic as her. She left a mark here in our school and in each one of us, and I hope that we would find our sister Merced inside of all of us.